what is your goal going into this draft? Like, we want to build for the future, obviously have success, sustained success.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a position we need? Is it an attribute you're looking for?
Yeah.
Or just something that's going to gel well with the new coach? What do you think you're looking for most?
Yeah, so as it pertains to the draft, we don't have a pick this year yet.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah. Like I said, I
hold on. But I would say this.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy AJ and Rage. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any breaking Nets news. So we got some breaking news. There is a bidding war for Mikal Bridges. Let me read the article. Shout out to Jake Fisher. We just got the news about a couple hours ago. Now it says here, the Utah Jazz, the Knicks, and Houston all are interested in Mikal Bridges, according to league sources. The Jazz are said to be right in the mix with Houston, holding a number 3 pick among the teams that continue to check with Brooklyn about his availability. And also says Utah are making their most aggressive aspirations. The Jazz are said to be right in the mix. So it's very, very spicy, man. What was your reaction, bro, to hearing that news? Like, when you saw that news drop about Mikal Bridges, what was your first reaction?
It was like, oh crap, is he really still available? Because it seemed like everything's been shut down consistently. Obviously, we knew that Houston was checking back in with us, but everything was seeming to be shut down. But then there was more, you know, there was more smoke about it. When Jake Fisher posted about it, and it went around Twitter, and it was like, whoa. And then it was like, okay, you can get a lot of really good assets from the Jazz. It's a bidding war. Now,
Yeah.
if the Jazz can offer you a big package, that'll be interesting. But it's just it's just crazy to think because you think the Jazz would be moving more towards a rebuild, but they could really go towards win now aspirations, given the
Yeah.
fact that they can get Mikal Bridges and not trade too many crazy assets for them right now,
Yeah.
and still be able to get another star on top of that with all of the picks that they have and the added guys that they have that they can just get rid of. There was
Yeah.
talks about Sexton being moved. Obviously, John Collins has been on the trade market his whole career. There's just different guys that they can move off of, and it makes sense why, Mikal Bridges would be an option for them if they wanted to compete.
Yeah, they got Danny Ainge is a really great GM because he stacked that team up with so many first round picks, and then they just have the flexibility. They still have cap space at the end of the day too, so they got the flexibility to go either way. And we heard about Houston and we heard about the Knicks. We know the Knicks want him, and we know Houston wants Mikal Bridges. So that wasn't a surprise to me. It was the Utah Jazz, which you were mentioning, was just, whoa, this is new. Like, Utah is going
As an aggressive suitor as
aggressive
well,
suitor. So it's
kind of
like,
came out of nowhere.
so don't make me, because I had lost all hope that we were going to trade Mikal, and then I heard this in a couple hours ago, and I'm like, oh my God, is Sean Marks going to do it? Like, is this possible? Will Sean Marks flip Mikal Bridges for a rebuild? Are we gonna go into that other direction? Like, that's what really hit me, and I'm like, damn, could this really happen? But with Utah, man, I think a lot of Nets fans are kind of figuring out, okay, so if Utah has a ton of first rounds, what can, let's say Sean is on the phone with Danny and finessing a deal. What is this trade package that you have brought on us about getting some picks or getting some value for Mikal Bridges? What is the best case scenario, I guess you would say?
So I put this trade up because I thought, you know, we know Mikal Bridges is going to have a high. We know there's a bidding war.
Yeah.
And this, as a trade package, makes sense. I feel like for both teams, Taylor Hendricks and Keontae George are young prospects. That makes
Mm,
sense. But if they're moving more towards a rebuild, they make sense of what they're going to give up because they're getting a player like Mikal Bridges,
yeah.
while also giving three of their picks up. The 2025 Cleveland first round. It'd be nice to have a 2025 in there. So we
Yeah.
put that. So I put that in there. But for the Jazz, realistically, that Cleveland pick could be, that could be a good pick, and it wouldn't matter as much for us.
Yeah.
But it's just a nice pick to have, so you add that on, and then you have two other picks that you don't know what can happen. Obviously, 2026 is going to be looks to be a solid draft as well, but that's obviously that's in 2 years from now, and you'll see how that goes. And then you have the 2024 pick. But I like this trade for both teams. You know, if the Jazz are actually very interested, I feel like a deal like this could get
Yeah.
done and could benefit both sides.
I like this. I like this trade. Let us know in the comments what do you feel about this trade if we were to, because the Jazz are fiending. They're on Sean's line right now, trying to get Mikal. I think this works for the Jazz because they don't give anybody up from their core, like their core of Walker Kessler, Laurie, um, Jordan Clarkson. They're just giving away these young assets and picks. We want picks for Mikal. And I think that number 10 pick is going to be very valuable. We can get Cody or we can get somebody else very valuable at that number 10. And then you think about 2025, we're just adding that to the bigs. How many picks we have? 10 or 11 first round picks in the
Yeah,
future.
you got to think we still have that Philly pick in 2027 that we're definitely going to get.
Mhm.
You know, we still have the Phoenix picks, we still have that Dallas pick. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
So
it's good things for us realistically if we make a move like this, and you still have other guys that you can move off of that have value still. Like,
yeah,
you know, Dorian Finney-Smith isn't even a part of this deal. You know, you can move him as
yeah,
well, and we talked about this in another video.
yeah, exactly.
And
And with Mikal, bro, like I said, this the way why I think this works for the Utah Jazz because just getting Mikal, you're adding that to the piece of Laurie, Colin, Jordan, all those guys. So it's only going to make them a little bit slightly better in the West, and I think they're just trying to get better in the West to be more of in the playoff contention. If they're going that route, because they could go either route, but this kind of move kind of gets them a little bit higher, like a plus what 3, 4, 5 wins, whatever.
yeah, and they can get another star if they want
And
too.
then
Like,
yeah,
you know,
they can go
with
for
this,
another
that
star.
that
Yeah.
was a big part of this trade too. Like, why it made sense for both teams because, like,
Mhm.
still the Jazz still have guys like Colin Sexton, Jordan Clarkson,
Yeah.
you know, John Collins. There's still guys on that roster that
Mhm.
can be able to be moved in a trade where you get another star and where they're competitive and stuff.
Yeah.
So it still works out for both teams. And like I said, you know, if you move off of Mikal Bridges, you can still move off of other guys like, you know, there's still Cam. Obviously, if you move off of Mikal Bridges, it's clear that you are rebuilding, so you blow it up. You could get picks out of Dennis Schroeder, Dorian, and Cam Johnson. That would be
Yeah.
huge considering we'd be able to have a lot of cap space going in to this upcoming 2025 year, and we can get free agents there on top of having a bunch of future picks
Yeah.
and having you know, a solid potential starting lineup. You know, we were talking about with that type of, you know, with that type of trade, we could have like Keontae George, Cam Thomas. Um, you know, we're able to have
Cracks
that 10th
Clowney.
overall pick.
Yeah.
You know, you could have, Cody Williams in there. And
Mhm.
then we were also talking about Dalton Connect. That's another guy that could be available on top of, you know, Clowney and Claxton. And that could be a solid first year rebuild starting lineup. And you
Yeah.
still be able to have Taylor Hendricks on top of that. And you can make whatever moves you want to make. You know, that's just a good way to go about it. So
Yeah, and I think with the Utah Jazz, like, because I think Nets fans, we used to think about the bidding war for Mikal, and I think Houston. All right, Houston definitely has the upper echelon on everything. Like Houston could trump everything if they like. That's the good feeling I got when it's like bidding war. Okay, so if I'm Sean and I'm on the phone with these GMs and I'm talking to Houston. I'm talking to the Houston GM like, listen, Utah's offering me a bunch of these first round picks. Like they're offering me 3, 4 first rounds. Houston got to fight back if they really want Mikal because Houston could really trump everybody because we're not even looking at the Knicks. Like the Knicks want Mikal, we know. We're not even looking at you. It's really between as Nets fans, it should be only between Houston and Utah. So with Houston, it's like, okay, y'all got to step up your package. Y'all got to give me 20, 25, 26, 20, give us 27, give us our 3 picks back, and maybe Cam Whitmore or Tari Eason or whatever to match salaries. And you guys could possibly trump it because Houston could easily trump Utah if they give us a bunch of our picks back and you add Cam Whitmore to that deal. I mean, they don't
yeah,
want to, I
because
know
that
Rockets
if you
fans don't
get a
want to give
package
up
like
Cam.
that, you
Yeah.
instantly go to that if you're the
Yeah.
Nets too. And like,
Yeah.
you know, although the Rockets don't want to move off Cam Whitmore, like you were gonna say,
Yeah.
like they're gonna have to if they want to outbid the Jazz because
Yeah.
if the Jazz give an offer like that and they don't want to move off of like most of our picks, it'll be
Yeah.
like, yeah, we might not be able to control our future, but at the end of the day, we'll be a really solid squad and we can look
Yeah.
forward to what
Because
we have coming up too with what we can also move off of.
Yeah, because I think Taylor and I talked about Taylor when we did the draft stream. I think Taylor has potential, like kind of same potential as Cam Whitmore. He's a 6'9" wing. He's got to be if he's put in the right situation. I think he can be great. He can shoot. So he can shoot the three. He can get to the lane. Like I think he has the potential. He's not probably as athletic as Cam Whitmore, but he has tools. So it's like you got to step your game up. If, like I said, if I'm Sean on the phone with Houston, you got to step your game up because Utah's offering me this, and that's where the bidding war I think is helps Mikhail's lever or helps our leverage as a team to boost Mikhail's value up. And we know Mikhail, like I said, me personally, before this news came out, I was like kind of like down, like, damn, we're gonna keep Mikhail. Sean Mark sees Mikal Bridges as Michael Jordan. We're never gonna trade him. And then all of a sudden we see 3-4 teams like, yo, these teams are blowing up Sean's line trying to get Mikal. So it's like it really makes things really spicy. It makes things interesting going forward. Like we will see what happens, but what is your like percentage chance, bro? Like, do you think the Mikal deal is gonna happen, or you're like still very suspect about because there's a lot of smoke around. People say when there's a lot of smoke, there's fire. So there's a lot of smoke around Mikal right now. Do you think it goes through, or you're still like sus about it?
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely still leaning towards us staying put because that's just
Mhm.
what Sean Marks does, and everything has just been leaning towards that.
Yeah.
It just makes sense that why that would be something we would do.
You think it's too drastic of a move for Sean to do, right? Like just
Yeah, it's just
Mhm.
hard because he's been on this, we want to get a star,
Yeah,
we want to keep Mikal Bridges on as like a cornerstone or whatever, as just like, as a supporting piece and give him a
yeah,
chance with a good coach and a good team around him, but ultimately I think we're most likely to go stay put. But hey, you never know. There's always hope, like we always say.
yeah. Because as a fan base, if he does it, like the fans know his line is blowing up with these deals, and they know he's keeping Mikal and he's saying no to these deals, like it's just gonna make fans hate Mikal Bridges more, and it's gonna make fans hate Sean even more. Like it's like Sean Marks, you had Houston offering you had Utah offering you a bunch of shit, and you just like, no, I'm keeping Mikal Jordan Bridges in your eyes. Like it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. Do you think Mikal is going to get traded? The bidding war is beginning. We are literally almost 48, 24 hours from the draft. We will be back. We will hit you up if any news comes out. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any breaking news. Follow us on Instagram at Nets Kingdom 1. Appreciate you guys so much. We'll see. Brooklyn Bridges, is it going to be a wrap? We'll be back.